What is up, guys? Welcome to my interview with a scare actor. I'm Adrian from Launch TV, and if you're wondering what my interview with a scare actor is, because it's a brand new series, it's basically me, Adrian from Launch TV, interviewing a scare actor. Now, I'm not going to sit here and make this super long, and I also don't want to make it super short. But I want to ask them the questions that I would want to ask. You know, like the questions you'd want to ask a scare actor. There's some questions that are off the table completely, and that's completely understandable. But these are the vital questions. So if you want to be a scare actor someday, check this series out. Or if you just want to learn about some Horror Night stuff going on, my interview with a scare actor. So our first guest today is...
Caden. What's up, guys?
So Caden's a scare actor. Obviously, by the title of the video, you guys know this already. It's an interview with a scare actor. So we're going to dive straight into these questions. What was the first year you attended Horror Nights?
Actually, the first year that I did it was last year, 29.
29. All right. So I know your role. They don't know your role. What'd you do last year?
Yeah, so last year I actually got really lucky. I got to be in the Stranger Things house, and I actually got to play the role of Hopper. He was actually the Hopper in the tunnel, so I got to be the first Hopper in the house, which was super, super cool.
That's true. Now, so last year was your first year scare acting, technically.
Right.
What did it feel like being out there almost every single night with that mass of people going towards the Stranger Things house?
It's actually really cool. So when I was scare acting, we were cast A. So we were there for the Stay and Scream. So when we got there, it was dead. We didn't see anybody. So being in the house, when they finally opened the house and seeing, trickle and then just conga line after conga line coming through, it's really cool. You get this really cool, like adrenaline, and it's just like, I can't even describe it. It's just the coolest feeling in the world. It's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, I know every time I walk through with Nico, me and him saw you or your tag out, and you guys were always doing a great job. Like,
yeah, I appreciate it.
You guys were killing it.
Yeah.
I feel like that tunnel was the highlight of the first half of that house.
Literally, I can tell you so many stories about that tunnel. So I don't know if you remember, like I think it was like the first 2 weeks of September, the tunnel, it like winded to the right, then winded to the left, and then spun out. Yes. So literally it was when the house would open, it was always, it didn't matter who it was, if it was an older person, younger person, the first person in that house, they're falling. Like they dropped, like it didn't matter because there was fog going, because the fog would start and it was just all fog, then the water, you couldn't see anything. So you knew as soon as you jumped out, you were like, all right, this is going to be a bloodbath. So like halfway through the beginning half, they completely changed the tunnel where then they started doing like pillars and stuff. I don't know if any of you guys saw that, to where like it forced them to the left side of the tunnel where the hazmat pops out. So that when we pop out, it was literally like, bam. Because people were going through like the sanctions. Yeah. So we had to find a way to like, all right, you can't avoid the scare actor. You have to go through the scare actor. So that was really funny.
Yeah. Did anything make you break character? Like something like that, or?
For it being my first year, I was really shocked. A lot of my friends would come through and like try to break me. But honestly, the only thing that would break me is like the flirtatious people that would like come through. It would be so hard to stay in character. Yeah. But other than that, like it really, I had a really good role because it was like really dark. Like I was a face character, so it was, you really you were forced to stay in character essentially. But I was shocked. No, I stayed in character pretty good throughout the event, I think.
All right. Did you have a favorite moment?
Oh. Honestly, there's so many good ones. My favorite moment. So right when the house was like getting ready to close. So a lot of the times like our stage managers and SMs will like come through, and like I try not to like waste the scare like on them. Like they do say like, you're supposed to pop out, every so often. So I would try to like wait, and I did see like because Steve was like right before me, and I saw him pop out. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be great. We're like right at the end, and as soon as I pop out, it's not the SM, not the ASM, but like the head honcho of like Netflix is like coming through the house, like coming through the house, and he's like, "Oh my god!" Because the trigger I had was like, "Oh shit!" And I like popped out with my flashlight, and he was just like, "Oh!" And the look on his face was just, it was so great. So then we get out of the house, and my stage manager was like, "I'm giving you a boo bug for that. That was amazing."
That's
was
amazing.
So cool. It was so cool.
I know that some of the cast of Stranger Things went through last year.
Yeah, I was waiting for this question. So it's so funny. So we were all in like full makeup, full character, everything like outside our house. And we see like this giant, like it's like a Mercedes Benz, you know, like those like vans essentially.
Yeah.
Because what's her name? I can't think of her name, but Erica, who plays Erica in the show, she had come through like at the very beginning of the house. We're like, who is this? So we see like Millie Bobby Brown, she comes out and like with her group of people, and we're just like, okay, like stay calm. Cause again, like you're not supposed to like interact with any type of like VIP or anything like that.
Mm.
So she's like looking at us, like she keeps like looking, and I was like, and I go over to like the Steve, I was like, dude, she's gonna come over here. She's gonna come over here. She walks over to like our like picnic tables and she goes, oh my god, like you guys look so good. Like I was like, oh my god, this, like I've never been this excited to see a 17-year-old girl before. Like I would never say this. Like it was so crazy. She's like, so we're about to go through the house. Like she had gone through the house like with no Scareactors in it. So she's like, I'm about to go in. Like please don't scare me too much, but like you can scare, you know, my family or whatever. So we get to our spots and everything. And again, another like super cool moment. So she comes through, and as soon as I pop out, she goes, "Aw, David." I was like, "Yes, I look like David Harbour." It was so cool. So that was a really cool experience. And then, she said something to like all the 11s. She like pulled all the 11s like to a side, and apparently 111 in our house, she's like a professional cosplayer who does 11. So her and Millie like knew each other from just like going to like conventions and stuff. So I was like, that's cool. Yeah. So they like hugged each other and like they were talking for like 20 minutes. I was like, wow, it must be cool. So that was probably the coolest experience that I've ever had. Like, I don't think if I did Halloween Horror Nights for like the next 20 years, like I really don't think that there's anything that could like top that. Like, no way. So that was pretty cool.
So what would you give as like a tip to anyone that wants to be a scare actor?
Flexibility is going to be like so important, just because like every day, if you're hard cast, like yes, you're that character, yes, you're in that specific spot every single day, but every day is different. You can do so many things to switch it up, but just, you know, drink water, be flexible. Yeah, that's really the best thing to do. And just, you're there for like the guest, like you're there because it's such a fun experience. Like not a lot of people get to really become a scare actor. Not a lot of people really understand like what it is. So being flexible and being just, I don't know, I can't even describe it. Flexibility is like the most important thing, I would say. Okay.
Like I've thought about scare acting a few years, but I don't think I can do it.
What? All right, please explain why you can't scare act.
So every year I have a group of friends that tell me to scare act. And I'm like, okay, I'll think about it. I haven't lived up here until this year as well. That's another thing to add.
Oh, okay.
I just moved up here.
Okay.
So I just feel like the way that I attend the event, I won't be able to transition well in my head.
Interesting.
I'm someone that likes going through a house repeatedly, and then seeing scares, interacting with scare actors. For example, with you,
right?
You know, getting that.
That's true.
We established with each other that way, and then making friends and just having fun at the event is untouchable. So it's like,
I would say too that I have a lot of friends who like will have done scare acting for 3-4 years consistently, and then sometimes they just decide to like take the event off. Like I know a lot of friends this year, they were so up in the air, not just because of like COVID, because that's a completely different side part, but just because it's like the 30th anniversary. People like, I just really want to go to the event. Like I've never been to an anniversary year before. So they want to experience it, because as a scare actor, you're so limited to like your days off. Like you might get one day off for the entire event. because that's what happened to me last year. So they were like, oh, I really want to take 30 off, but like I'll be back for 31. So like I get that. I totally do.
Yeah. It's a fun experience, don't get me wrong. I've thought about it multiple times. I used to just have haunted houses back home and scare kids. But I don't think I could do it on like a nightly basis. That's why I like have so much praise for all the scare actors, because you guys.
Yeah.
Oof. So, aside from the scare acting, what was the first year that you went to the event as a guest?
So technically, I believe it was 21. So it was Lady Luck. I believe that was 2012. I think that was like Nethermore, the Edgar Allan Poe, was it Winter's Night, Gothic, The Thing?
Nightingales? Question mark.
Not Nightingales. It was Winter's Night. So it was like from 21 to like 25. It was like I would do two. I would choose two houses and like go through those two. But until like 26, I was like, wow, I think I've conquered my fear of Howling Horror Nights. Like now when I go, it's like. And it could be because like I've done the event before and stuff, but I love it. Like getting scared, like literally when someone pops out and scares you, it lasts like 3 seconds. It's like, oh shit moment. And then it's like, aha, and it's funny. It's like, it's great. It's great.
It's like right after the scare, that smile comes to your face. Like, that felt amazing.
I like this right now.
Yeah. It's like you're trying to wonder if you're a psychopath or if you're just having fun. Who knows?
Literally.
But yeah. Have you had a favorite house since you've been going?
Oh man, that's so tough. For the longest time, it was Tomb of the Ancients. That was my favorite. But last year, I went to the event, like I said, one night, and then Universal Monsters was so good. And I'm sure everyone thinks it's probably overrated, but it's not. No. Universal Monsters and Graveyard Games, like for sure, were my favorite houses last year. For sure. And I mean, for the whole event, since I've gone, that's my favorite.
I think Universal Monsters was like my second favorite house last year.
What was your first?
House of 1,000 Corpses.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I think it's more because of personal experiences and the amount of times I went through it. But
that's true. And it's always weird, too. I don't know. Is that considered tent 1, House of 1,000?
I know it's the Men in Black tent. I don't know if it's considered tent.
So I don't know if you remember in 2016, it was Chance, which my opinion, it was god-awful.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I thought you were going to say it was good. I hated that.
No, it was horrible. It was so bad. So I was like, okay, maybe it's just like a location thing. So then I missed 27. I went to 28, which was Blumhouse. And I was like, holy crap, it has to be a location thing because Blumhouse was horrible.
It was horrible.
Again, sorry if anybody was in that house.
The Blumhouse from the year before, from 27, was a really good Blumhouse.
Was that the one with Insidious?
It had Insidious, Sinister, and The Purge.
Was that in the same tent though?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh wow, it made up for the shit show I had last year.
That's crazy because I was like, it must just be that tent location, like it's just god awful. But when House of 1,000 was in there, I was like, I feel so bad because the movie, I like the movie. Movie is really creepy. It's really just messed up. But I went through that house, and last year, like I said, it was the only house that scared me, and it was a good house. It was a great house. So I think it's just, I don't know how they construct it, maybe, like just the way that it like transitions, maybe. It
transitions so well.
Yeah, it did for sure.
Yeah. Like I said many times, I don't like the movie. But that house was amazing.
Yeah, no, it was good. I just think it was identical to the movie. I mean, there was nothing that wasn't in the movie that was in that house and vice versa. Like, it was just like the scenes played out.
Yeah, it was perfect.
It was awesome.
Yeah. So speaking of like taking something and putting it into a house, do you have a dream movie or TV show that you'd want to see at Horror Nights?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. Literally, like, every time I think of a house that I would want to see, they've done. Because, like, my favorite horror movie is Insidious.
Yeah.
Did Insidious. But, and I know this won't ever happen, but I just want to see not just Conjuring, but I want to see, like, Conjuring universe.
Oh.
And just, like, the whole universe, like Annabelle, The Nun, Conjuring, like, just all of it. Just all of it into a house. Which will never happen.
Never say never. Never say never.
It could, and I feel like if Universal was just like, hey, 40th anniversary, let's just do Warner Brothers.
I'll still be trying to go. And about this year,
Yeah.
what are you most excited for on the speculation map?
Man, that's a good one too.
You can give me three if you want.
Three?
Three.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Pumpkin original for sure.
Oh,
that's gonna be good because from what I heard is we're getting a new icon. So, and I don't know what's his name, like Crow. What's his first name?
Nathaniel Crow.
Yeah. So that's gonna be crazy awesome. I'm really excited to see the anniversary house, of course. That's gonna be really good. And I really am curious to see how Texas Chainsaw plays out in a soundstage.
Yeah.
I was really shocked. I was like, okay, they're definitely going to put it in where Monsters was or where Graveyard Games was or maybe a tent. But because it's always been in a tent. It's never been a soundstage. And it's not like there's a new movie coming out or anything. So I don't understand why they're going to put it in a soundstage. So I'm thinking that the house is going to be like a full-size thing.
Yeah.
That's with facade that I think.
The only reason I can think that they're doing it this year is because for 25, the last anniversary year, they had Freddy and Jason. So I guess they wanted one of those big titans of terror to like show.
They already did like Michael Myers like pretty recently.
Exactly. So they just wanted like that big name to like pull in the crowd maybe.
I mean, I'm excited for that. I'm super excited. When they finally like put that on the spec map, I was like, I'm not mad like at all.
See, my big issue back in 26, that was my least favorite house.
Oh, I loved it. It was so good.
No. I never had a good walkthrough of it. I think that was my issue. Yeah, every time I went through that house probably like 7 times that year. I didn't go as much as I do now, but
yeah,
I was like, I never had a good walkthrough. So that's why I'm like hoping every time I talked about Texas Chainsaw, I'm like, I'm hoping I get another walkthrough.
Yeah.
This will be my other walkthrough. You just throw a chainsaw into a house.
Oh,
in a soundstage where you can control the climate and everything.
Yes.
It's going to be a good house.
People are going to go nuts, especially, in a soundstage now where you can control, like, the sense more, the temperature more. They're going to make that house so just muggy and hot, and it's going to be so good.
and like Scott says, with all the social distancing, you just use a chainsaw 6 feet.
Oh, boom. Exactly. That's where I'm like, I hope I get cast for that house because that'll be so cool.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have like a dream role? Like a character you would love to play?
Like a character or whatever I could play?
Yeah.
Dream role. I don't know if it would be like a dream role, but like I'm a pretty big guy, so I've always wanted to be Dr. Satan, but there's no way in heck that I'm gonna lose like 110 pounds to play that role. I just think like going through House of 1000, that was such a cool character. He had like, not only was like the makeup good, the mask good, he had like his prosthetics were just, I mean, it was insane. It was insane. Yeah. It was so cool to see. That was probably the coolest thing. But honestly, like, would be Scarecrow. Anything Scarecrow related, I would love to be that. Would be my dream role, would be anything Scarecrow. Or Pumpkin. Anything Pumpkin.
Yeah, Pumpkin, just a heads up, Pumpkin. That's all we're going to say.
Yeah, right? I'm from that universe. Scarecrow, Tomb of the Ancients. It's coming this year.
Just got to throw it out there to happen.
Yeah, throwing it out in the universe. It's happening.
But yeah. So let's wrap things up.
Cool.
So you're going to audition this year? Well, you already sent in the audition.
Yeah, I did.
So if you guys see this man out there, give him praise. Because, great Scareactors out here. Keep doing great things. Thank you for being on.
I appreciate it.
I'm going to send it to my outro.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Want to say anything?
Hey, let's just hope, guys, just wear your mask. Please wear your mask. We all want to haunt this year. Scareactors want it. You guys want it. Wear your mask. Do what everyone's telling you to do, and we will have Halloween Horror Nights.
And that was my interview with a Scareactor. Thank you so much, Caden, for being on. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what you guys want me to ask. I can only ask certain things, so I won't be able to ask everything you want me to ask. But I'll let you know that down below as well. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. When we get to 1K, it's about 140 subs away. When we get to 1K, we're going to be doing a giveaway. I'll give you guys the details next video. So I want you guys to just do 2 things for me. Wear a mask and stay excellent, my dudes.